Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. I just realised I don't have any Doctor Who merchandise. Like sometimes I just hold something up um, in video and I realise I don't have a single piece of Doctor Who merchandise at all. Um, but yeah, the latest episode, The Well, actually had an increase in viewership, about 300,000, which is nothing to ignore. But it still was like the second lowest Doctor Who episode ever, but it has gone up. Now, why did it go up? Some people are speculating that it was in response to football being on or not being on or some other external factor, but it may just be that there's some good word of mouth. The last couple of episodes didn't get big ratings, but they did get good reviews and good fan sort of feedback. So maybe that's, flowing back into the community, and maybe actually we may see a bit of an increase in the viewership of the shows, because if the shows are good, people are going to come back. So, or it may just be a fluke, I don't know. But the first week got 2,000, the second week got 1.58, and this got 1.9, so it got a little bit more than 3, I think, 100,000. So that's an improvement, that's good. I'm not going to act like it's suddenly, fixed, because there's a problem with the show. The writers and that have been pushing, the message and agendas too hard. It has been alienating general fans, and it's been giving the legit racist, bigots and that just, everything they need to trash the show. And they've just been playing that game for the last few years, and just giving them everything they need to, take the show down. And it's such a, it's just a mess. And it looks like the show's cancelled. Disney paid for 2 years, which they made at the same time, and they're playing in the second season now, and they're not going to assess whether they do a third season until they've seen the reviews for the second season, which they're 3 episodes in now. So I'm guessing they know what they're doing, but it looks like they're going to walk, and BBC either has to find someone else to co-fund, or they'll have to take it back to the BBC in-house and just, cut the budgets right down, which I think might actually help the show if they go back to just being this, cheap production that had really good ideas and really good stories that people loved, and they just sort of, forgave it for its shortcomings because it had these other strengths. I think trying to take Doctor Who mainstream is what's sort of hurting it. So I don't know if it would really be a bad thing if they actually did lose part of their budget and have to sort of pull back. But the show this week did do better. Is this a sign? Is this hope? Is it going to keep going up? Or is it just some random fluke and next week it'll be down again? Some people are saying it's going to go down again. Is this a fluke? But it may be word of mouth. People may, start to, be interested in the show. People who, weren't really there, because it is building a new audience. That was the point of putting it on Disney, is to expose it to more people. And some of those people might only just be catching on now. So I'm going to be hopeful and positive and hope that's the case. But the reality is TV ratings are down in general, and Doctor Who also streams as well. So a lot of people are watching it on the streaming, and although that does eventually get counted, just things are changing, and it can't all be blamed on the content of the show, although the content of the show does have some issues and is causing some issues. But people are blowing that up and exaggerating things, and just looking for their headlines, looking for their story, looking for their clicks and their rage bait and everything. But I don't know, there's some criticism of the Doctor crying every episode, and apparently he's cried every episode so far. And I'm like, okay, I'm with that. I think men should cry. I think men should be in touch with their emotions, and I think aliens, or powerful aliens with centuries of knowledge should also be in touch with their emotions. It's not a bad thing. But every episode is starting to look a bit strange. But then again, when you only do 8 episodes, and every episode is huge and dynamic and dramatic and has, giant things happening, I guess, it could make sense for it to have a strong emotional reaction to every, epic sort of scenario. I don't know. I haven't seen a single episode with Ncuti Gatwa. I saw a few episodes. It's so annoying because it used to be on ABC, and I didn't watch it back in the day because I felt like I was outside and didn't know how to get into the show. And it was airing, and I would see it sometimes, and I'd watch a few minutes and be like, oh, I never actually watched it. And then when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to sit down and watch it from the earliest episodes, even though a lot are missing, just take it from there and just do it and marathon it and really just catch up. And then they pulled it out of our hands, and Disney bought it and bought the international rights, and they pulled it off the ABC for the first time since 1965 or something. We haven't had Doctor Who on Australian television on the ABC, because it used to be ABC and BBC sort of went together, and they put it behind a paywall and took it away from everyone, and so I haven't seen it, so I have no idea if it's any good or not. I hear it's good. The ratings seem to not be representing the actual upturn in quality, and hopefully it will do that, and hopefully this is the start of a trend. But who knows? We'll see next week and the week after.